If you're a facilities manager at a university, you know students rely on the cafeteria for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and the occasional late-night snack. So when a dishwasher breaks down and dirty plates pile up, the mess hall can turn messy in the blink of an eye. Enter Grainger. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast delivery, the product you need now is never far away. So you can turn that dishwasher back into a lean, clean washing machine. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh, sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This
will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. I'm on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here, and we have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to watch the broadcast, it's easy. Just go to Reaver.1 and click on the SHR TV button. You can also go to YouTube. When you're on YouTube, just search for SHR Media, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. There's a ton of great shows that you'll want to keep up to date on. And last but not least, you can go to Facebook. Hey, Jenna, you can go to Facebook and, what the hell is it? Search for, oh my God, Reaver of Common Sense. I got my mind on something else that we're going to jump right into, and it's kind of got me pissed. It, kind of not my business, but at the same time, I don't like how things are being handled on this. There was the mother of all rallies held this past weekend in Washington, D.C., and a couple people that were responsible for that is Tommy, who's pissed off American, Morgan, of course, Outlaw Morgan, and there's another gentleman, American Warrior Revolution. Why I'm calling those three out, and yes, I'm calling them out. Towards the end of the rally, Black Lives Matter was there, a small group. And supposedly they talked to the people that were running the event and said, well, isn't this a free speech event, yada, yada, yada. And they were being respectful, so they let Black Lives Matter go up to speak. And it hasn't gone over well with a lot of people that were, hey, Golf Dog, that were, watching this, because not everybody could fly to Washington, D.C. for this event. Now, well, let me play you the clip of one of the guys. It's not, people are upset that Black Lives Matter was allowed to go up on stage during a Patriots rally, a pro-Trump Patriots rally, free speech rally, and what a lot of people declare are terrorists. And they allowed them to go up there and speak. Now they're saying everybody in America has a right to free speech. Well, first of all, I'm going to ask real quick. If ISIS was there, would they allow ISIS to go up and spew their crap? As long as they were being respectful? But this is one of the guys, and all three of them sound the same when it's come to the response to the backlash that they got. And I'm going to play a little clip for you.
Hello, John. So, this is really my second time on social media all day. I got on earlier, did a live video from the tomb of the unknown soldier to watch the changing of the guard. That was really cool. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. Man, I'm getting blown up, as I'm sure everyone else is getting blown up, as to questions about what happened at Moore and people who don't agree with what happened at Moore. And I'm going to hit this one time and one time alone. If you don't like it, there's a fucking delete button on the top of the page. Just get the fuck out. Go do your own thing. I don't understand why people think that men or women like Outlaw Morgan or Pissed Off American or me, why we give two fucks what you think about an event that you didn't even fucking attend.
Real quick, if they didn't give two fucks like they say, they wouldn't be screaming and yelling in these videos like they're doing. They didn't give a fuck, they wouldn't be responding to it. This is all I know it as American Warrior Revolution on Facebook.
You weren't there. There's nobody talking shit about what happened at Moore other than people who weren't even...
I'm stopping it real quick because I'm going to correct him there. He's saying nobody that was there is bitching about it, which is bullshit right there. It's lie number one. I, through Facebook, know several people that were there and do not agree with what happened. They're not happy with what happened. You can hear the crowd booing when Black Lives Matter was allowed to talk. They booed with what Black Lives Matter said. So he can't say, oh, it's only the people that didn't show up that have a problem. No, a lot of the people in that crowd had a problem. Tommy had to calm the crowd down. I'm watched the videos. I've looked through them. I wasn't there. And again, I'm going to get more into it because I'm calling these three out because I think it's bullshit how they've reacted to all this.
Fucking there. But yet you'll judge someone else or say, oh, they fucked up. So I'm going to tell you how it went down. If you're a patriot, or you claim to be a patriot, or you claim to have the morals and believe what we believe as patriots, if you actually believe in defending the United States Constitution or standing up for any of the amendments, and to include the First Amendment does not just provide us the ability to say what we want to say when we want to say it and how we want to say it. If you don't like Black Lives Matter, I'm not a fan of Black Lives Matter. I don't like their agenda. I don't like the things they say. I don't like how they say it. I don't like the shit that they do. But you know what I do like is their fucking right to do it.
I'm going to stop real quick right there. So he understands freedom of speech and they have the right to do it, but he's attacking the people that don't agree with allowing Black Lives Matter to be up there and spew their crap. Now, remember, they had heavy security there. They had a heavy police presence there. They had to do it to get the permits. So the same people that are protecting their asses are now getting spit on by them because they allowed Black Lives Matter to go up. Now, my real bitch is here. You know, he goes on, and I'm going to get done because this clip pissed me off, and they all did it. They called anybody that they think is a patriot, and you don't agree with Black Lives Matter going up, you can leave the country, and you're not patriots. So wait a minute. And this is what it really pissed me off, because they're sounding like liberals at this point. Tommy, Morgan, and this guy, they sound like liberals. If you don't agree 100% with us, you're not a patriot. You can leave the country. Well, sounds like liberal talk there. Because guess what? The people that are disagreeing with you three are using their First Amendment right. They're using their First Amendment to disagree with you with your actions. I wasn't there. It wasn't my event. Had I been running it? No. I probably would not have allowed Black Lives Matter to go up. Well, we didn't want anybody to get hurt. So you cowered to a group and gave in basically to terroristic demands then that all they have to do is threaten violence, and they have a right to get up there. They have a right to free speech, but doesn't mean they have a right to get up everywhere they want to talk. And it just pisses me off that these three are attacking them, their own supporters, for disagreeing with them. And yes, Black Lives Matter itself is racist. I agree 100%, Golf Dog. I'll take it one step further. They're almost a terroristic organization. They have done a lot of violence. I mean, they're not on the level of ISIS and Al-Qaeda, but they've done a lot of domestic terror. And they allowed them to go up there and speak. Fine. They don't have the right. Nowhere in the Constitution does it say, I have the right to freedom of speech wherever I want to go. Oh, then you mean I can go walk into a studio? Well, I have the First Amendment right. I'm taking over the studio so I can say whatever I want. Oh, I'm going to walk up to the next Black Lives Matter thing because, hey, mother of all rallies allowed it to happen. Why can't I go up there now and start speaking at Black Lives Matter? I have a First Amendment right. My First Amendment right does not permit me to go force people to listen to me. I have a freedom of speech, but I don't have a freedom. There's no right that says I have to be heard. And them getting pissed off at everybody, and then all of them are saying, we don't care, you don't like, you can get off my page, and all this. You know what? If you didn't care, you wouldn't be throwing a fit like you are. You thought you were going to get pats on the back for it. You made a judgment call. That judgment call's biting you in the ass, and now you're all upset about it, and you're attacking the people. And you're sitting there saying Black Lives Matter had the right to free speech, but the people that are disagreeing with you don't have the right to free speech. And you're telling them that they're not patriots because they don't agree with your decision. You guys are blinded by your success. You thought you were going to get all kudos and pats on the back. Yeah, and that's golf. I agree 100%, and I've said it on the show many a times. Riots are illegal. I do not agree with riots. Peaceful protest, fine, go out there, peacefully protest. But peaceful protesting also is not under the going out there and blocking highways. That's not peacefully protesting. You know, that's not rioting, but that is, I think, beyond the scope of peaceful protesting. But Tommy, pissed off American, Outlaw Morgan, and this guy, I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out on your bullshit. You know, you're hurt that you're getting, some negative feedback, and you're attacking the people and doing the same thing that you're accusing them of being. And that's the joke that is. The only reason why I saw this video is because someone shared it. I have left the Outlaw Morgan's page. I've left Pissed Off American page. And let me tell you, I contacted Sackhead Sean because we're always looking for new shows. And I told Sean, check these two guys out. Check them out. I think they might make a good addition to the radio station. And I got the same answer from both of them. We don't want nobody telling us what to do. I was like, no, that doesn't happen at this radio station. Nobody tells nobody what to do. But that's their right to go where they want. But I'm just saying, that's where I was. I thought those guys had a good message. Well, when they got a little negative, they got a little butthurt about it. You know what? It blows me out of the water. I wasn't there to make a decision. But in my opinion, they were wrong on their decision. And even though it's free speech, it still does not mean they had a right to go up there. And if there was a threat of violence, if they weren't allowed to go up there, that's a terroristic threat at that point. And you gave into it. You gave into fear of terroristic threats. Otherwise, I heard that the event was great. The event was great. And they thought they were doing something good, and they'd show that they're not racist, and they'll give anybody. And CNN broadcasts, Black Lives Matter has taken over a pro-Trump rally. Now, I'm serious. That's what CNN broadcasted. So, it's... I don't know what they're thinking by attacking the people, except that they're hurt. They're hurt, they're getting attacked, so they're lashing out. Well, when you start sitting there, they want people blindly agreeing with them. That's what I see. You don't agree with our decision, you're not patriots. Kind of sounds like Harry Reid when he was Senate Majority Leader. You don't agree with me, you're not a patriot. You don't agree with Obama, you're not a patriot. It just, oh, man. But the event was good up until that point. There was, and by the looks of it, it was only like maybe 10, 15, from what I saw in the video, members of Black Lives Matter that showed up, and a smaller group of Antifa. In fact, I think a couple of the Antifa got arrested because they were caught with weapons on them. It's... I don't know. But that's my take on it. And the other one that made me really laugh, the Emmys. I'm not going to get through the whole story. I'll try to get through it before the break. Yeah, they decided... These dumbasses not listening to the public, they've been attacking Trump for, 2 years now. The Emmys ratings have gone downhill. And what do? And even though Colbert gave an interview and said, I'm not going to be able to stop Trump with my comedy and making jokes, that's not going to stop him. Yeah, it's not. But when are they going to get through their heads that... Yeah, they're not even trying to hide it. Golf Dog saying that the media is under communist control and started back in the 40s, and here we are today, and now they don't even try to hide it. And, Democrats aren't even trying to hide the crap that they do. They used to try to hide it and, play their little games. Now it's out in the open. We're out to destroy everything that is America. Now, the Emmys, I almost went Trump hating. The Emmys. The adjustments might take a little of the sting out of the news that Sunday night's Emmy telecast was a ratings catastrophe. But any adjustment will only make the nightmare a little less nightmarish. Instead of being the lowest watched Emmys in 69-year history, Sunday night's telecast might be able to squeak into the second lowest. As of now, though, it looks as though all that promised Trump hating resulted in a record low, which is especially shocking, at least to bubbled Hollywood, because last year everyone was certain the bottom had been hit. Regardless of the diest cast, last night was yet another ratings flop for Hollywood's beautiful people. As of now, it looks as though fewer than 11.3 million viewers tuned in to watch host Stephen Colbert's Hate Fest. Now, I wonder how many people did what I did. Flipping through, stopped for a second, not realizing what I was doing, and jumped right off of it. As soon as I stopped for that 1 second, it registered me as a viewer. I went, damn, I screwed up. And what I mean by that is that registers, one of those 11.3 viewers is me. But I only watched it less than a minute. How many other people did that, clicked on, and then clicked off? You know what, Golf? Holy shit, I didn't think of that. I did not think of that, and thank you very much, because that is a great observation on that. Golf just said there was 37 references to Trump during that show, and Trump won. You know what? I like that view. I really do. That is a great way of looking at it. And I've kind of talked about that before because he's the one sitting as president, and they're the ones looking like idiots. And they keep talking about him and keeping him in the public light. And they've done it since he started running. You remember, he was like last place. McCain went after him. He responded, and then the news blew up big on him. His ratings went up. Him and McCain went back and forth. His ratings went up. And it just kept the press on Trump. And they're still doing it. They keep the press on Trump. I'll tell you right now, and then we're going to go to break. I bet you if we got an honest-to-God poll, an honest poll, his ratings would be above 50%. I really do believe that. I think more people are happy with him. The economy's doing better. A lot of things are doing better. I think his numbers would be higher if they were honest in those polls. But you're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe.
Featuring right thinking from a left brain and doing the job the American maggots won't. BZ is fundamentally changing America one diaper at a time. Just when safety pin manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, where the speech is free, but the drinks are not. The Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon can be heard every Tuesday and Thursday night, commencing at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific, where pushback is a requisite art form in and of itself. Let your ossicles be truly liberated when you listen to the Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon, only on SHR Media Network. No ferrets were harmed in the making. In a world controlled by corrupt politicians.
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
A team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying Catholic, stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on SHRmedia.com.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
This is Jersey Joe, host of the Reaver of Common Sense, and you're listening to SHRmedia.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner, Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guy. Because truth is not always pleasant.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. I don't know what the hell they're thinking. Getting shit falling down. All right. Saved it. My tablet was falling down. I don't know what the heck these idiots are thinking. Well, they don't, because they like our politicians, because they're successful and they're rich, they think they're better than us. They think they're smarter than us. Well, and one of the things I've noticed is these elitists, especially these celebrities, we're not listening to them anymore, and it's pissing them off. It is pissing them right off, because God forbid we don't listen to someone who pretends to be someone else for a living. And that's all these people do. They pretend to be somebody else. Is there anything wrong with that? No. Do I think they're overpaid little presses? Yes. Just like sports figures. I think they're overpaid. I wish, as an EMT or a firefighter or a cop, we had the right to negotiate, get traded, make better, be able to strike and all that. No, we can't do that. We get paid not that much money, especially EMTs in this country, the EMT basics, who do a lot, who do a hell of a lot. And the most I ever made after 20-some years was $14 an hour. Let that sink in. Now you got a bunch of people that are running around saying they deserve $15 an hour to flip burgers. Okay, let me see your education, your training. I got a diploma. I'm not one for college. I'm not one to push college on everybody. But when I have to sit there and my dossier, my jacket, I should say, is about a half-inch thick to 3/4 of an inch thick, and mine's minimal compared to some of the guys I know, with the training, the classes we have to take. And it's not that the degrees upon degrees. I mean, your off days, you're going to classes, you're taking this training class, you're taking this rescue class. All to make $14 an hour. And you know what? I bought a house. My wife was working, making a little bit less than I was. Bought a 4-bedroom house here in Florida. Had 2 nice cars. Had a beautiful baby. And, okay, great. I couldn't go and buy, jet setting. Ooh, I didn't get to see that yet. Hey, BZ. But if I wanted to go on vacation, if I wanted to go back up to Jersey to see friends and stuff, I could book a trip, rent a car, and go do it. We were living comfortably on that. So don't tell me you can't make it on these lower wages. It's how you live your lifestyle. And don't tell me that a burger flipper deserves $15 an hour to go, you want fries with that? BZ, try again. Sometimes my phone, when it's in a certain position, doesn't pick up a signal. I saw my phone light up, but it didn't show I had any calls. Oh, shit. What the hell? Is it that number, same number that I text you on? Trying to figure. Damn phone sometimes. Yeah, Jenna, there's something with this software I'm using that causes, it's called a helicopter bug. I thought I had it worked out, and now it's going to shit. You know, just when things are going good. Damn, this. All right, there we go. And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense show. Is this BZ?
Well, there we go.
Thank you. It's for some reason, it's just where the phone is placed, and it changes every show. Where the phone is placed, sometimes I won't pick up calls. It's weird. It's also AT&T.
Well, it says at the bottom of your show, call in there. There's the number. It says call in now. So I only do what I'm told.
How are you doing, sir? It's been a long time since I've had you on.
I know. It's because our shows go back to back now, and it's a pain in the arse to get on yours for you to be on my show.
Yep.
And so I thought, well, I haven't been on his in a while.
I appreciate it.
And maybe it's time to call in just for a brief bit, eh?
Yeah. Actually, I want to talk to you about something that I hit on before the break. Did you hear anything about the mother of all rallies that happened in Washington, D.C.?
No.
Okay.
And this tells me you're leading up to something.
Well, it was like a pro-Trump free speech rally by pissed off American, Outlaw Morgan, and a couple other patriots. Well, a small group of Black Lives Matter showed up. And they talked to the people that were running it and basically said, well, this is a freedom of speech rally, isn't it? They were like, yeah. They were like, well, we got something to say. So what did they do for this pro-Trump, pro-American, pro-freedom of speech? They allowed them to go up there and talk.
All right.
Now they're getting a lot of negative feedback because they allowed Black Lives Matter to go up there and speak. They thought that was in very poor taste. A lot of people thought it was in poor taste. People that were there, people that watched it from the internet, and the guys that are hosting it are blowing a gasket. And it's they're saying basically if you don't agree with what they did, you're not a patriot, you don't believe in free speech. To which my comment is, okay, so they're attacking the people that didn't agree with their decision, and you're attacking their free speech of them complaining about your decision? Does that make sense to you, what I just did?
No, listen, I told this to Melanie. I told this to a BLM dude that I saw in a market about a week ago that I never really reported on. And that's this. No one is equal until everyone is equal. Period. End of statement.
Okay.
So if you want free speech, you're going to have to listen to all the speech.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm saying. Not the way you're doing it. It would piss me off that they're attacking these people saying they're not patriots because they don't agree with their decision to give BLM an open mic for their free speech. So they're going to attack these people's free speech of disagreeing. And it's just, I can't see how, and to me, and I said it, they sound like liberals right now. They're complaining because people aren't going along 100% with them.
A true patriot listens to speech. Now, what you do with that speech after you've heard it, that's up to you. There's medium and message. Marshall McLuhan wrote a book in the 60s, in the 70s, that I read when I was a leftist, called The Medium is the Message. You might have a great message. If you have a poor medium, your message is going to suffer. Despite that, if you have a message and you say that you support free speech, then you Guess what? What a shock. You actually have to support free speech.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing. I just wrote about this. I don't know if you heard about this. I'm going to talk about it on Ken McClinton's show in about a half hour, so I only got about 15 minutes to chat. Gab, have you heard about Gab.ai?
Yes. I got an account, but because it's not on my tablet and stuff, I don't get on as much as I should.
Right. Gab.ai was a great attempt but from an individual in California to start a new Twitter because he wanted people with conflicting ideas to have a venue in which to espouse those ideas. The exact opposite of Twitter and Facebook, blah, 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 blah. And guess what now? Gab is in the process of being shut down by a domain because complaints were made. Well, you know what? Gab doesn't own anything but basically their name. And even their name now is under challenge. That's what leftists do. And it's what I said about last week. Joe, when you lose the premier law enforcement agency of the United States and the FBI is corrupt, to whom do you go? And on that order, I say, when you lose free speech via an organ whose primary goal is to enable free speech, where do you go?
Good point. I saw an article where it was talking about how our free speech is under attack by corporations now. Where do we go? And that's the question. We can't go to FBI or anything. And you kind of got me in a little brain fart here because I don't know what the answer is there.
The answer is obvious. The answer is clear. I've been writing. I swear to God, I've been writing a post. It's taken me a month and a half to write this post, and I'm going to Bigfoot myself. It's called the GOP: Delaminating America. Because, in my opinion, the GOP has been delaminating America for the past 12 years. You're finally starting to see the serious results of this. And I don't have much of anything good to say about the GOP. Nope. And I really don't have much good to say about politics. But you have to unfold this into free speech. Trust me when I tell you, the ultimate goal of leftists, when you consider everything, and you can't consider single things. You have to step back and consider everything in totality. My opinion is, at this point, the goal is to rewrite the U.S. Constitution and to push people into demanding that we rewrite the U.S. Constitution by diminishing those who wrote it, who espoused it, and those who support it continuously today. That said, in order to do that, you have to minimize and undermine those who support free speech. And then you have to say that free speech really should not be free. That should not. Free speech, actual free speech, is hate speech. It really is. It's hate speech. And if you quantify it in that fashion, then more and more people begin to listen to you and grant credibility to that. At the same time, Gab, one of the last bastions of free speech, is being killed. Now, I'll tell you why I didn't live on Gab and why I went to Twitter is because Gab was eminently unworkable. It had an interface that was crap. It was bullshit. I'm in my seventh damn decade. I can understand Twitter. Gab was about as user-friendly as a dead herring on a wet dock on a hot day. Not very user-friendly. They should have understood that. But what I said in my post that I wrote today is, you know what? It's time for conservatives, and especially big conservatives, cash, to put up or shut the fuck up. about free speech. You and I both know that there are conservatives all across the fruited plain that have millions and millions of dollars, but they're not investing in tech. You got to play these fucktards at their own game.
Yeah.
You have to. You want Gab to survive? Then you have to rule everything. You have to rule the domain. You have to rule the DDoS. You have to rule the servers. You have to go to server farms. You have to own it. You must own it so that no one else can interfere. They're not ready to do that yet.
No.
How sad is that, though? How sad is that?
Me and Sackhead were talking, I think it was last year, when they were really pushing that net neutrality. Me and Sean were talking, sitting there going, all right, how long, if that gets through, really gets through, how long before, and Hillary gets president, how long before we're off the air? I mean, they're trying to push and control every bit of the internet. They're trying to control every bit of speech, what we learn, what we see. I mean, this is what China does. It's not supposed to be what America does, but this is what China does. And I'm seeing that in Europe now. Europe's really pushing that control of the internet on what their people see and what they're able to talk about. It scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, like Venezuela under Hugo Chavez.
Yeah.
Or the current regime in Venezuela. Or Cuba.
Now,
any dictatorship. That's how it goes. That's what they want. That's why leftists walk around in red Che Guevara T-shirts. Ask any leftist who Che Guevara truly was. They don't know.
Well, if they knew, I mean, they wear a lot of those shirts. I mean, they wear the Castro shirts. I can't remember all the different names I've seen. Dickhead Kaepernick was wearing one of those shirts and complaining about oppression of black people. And the guy he had on the T-shirt, was a racist and tried to enslave his own people. And it's like, but you're wearing that shirt and praising that guy, but you're complaining about oppression. You're a dumbass. I don't understand when they wear that shit. Look at the Antifa flag. Think of the Antifa flag and think of a Nazi swastika flag. Coloring's the same. It's almost identical. The similarities between a lot of stuff. Now, I saw an article. We're going to switch it up really quick before you go. And it was actually on Rush was talking about it real quickly. Whoever figures out the modern-day people, like Trump did, whichever party finally gets it through their head, is the one that's going to dominate. Because right now, both parties are in trouble. Both parties are fighting against the people. And whoever, figures out the Trump technique, what he figured out to win the election, is the party that's going to win.
Here's what I submit to you. Trump is a step. Trump is but a step. If you place all your pearls and your marbles in Trump's vase, you're wrong. You're seriously wrong. I knew that. Look, Trump isn't the end-all and the be-all.
No.
If you're an adult, you knew that from the moment you voted for him. And Trump, I have to tell you, Trump is disappointing me damn near day by day. But he's a step. And he's not Hillary Clinton. You kind of have to go that distance. That said, I'm of the point that I'm sufficiently old that I don't mind throwing a dead cat right into the fan. Because at this point, I have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Look, I'll be blunt. Can I be blunt for a moment?
Go right ahead.
I saw this brewing for 3 decades. Do you not think that I got a cabin at the 4,000-foot level in the Sierra Nevada mountains because I'm a blithering idiot? Do you not suppose that I have case after case after case of water? Do you not suppose that I have wise food energy cases up in there? Do you not suppose that I have, let's say, precious metals and the bang sticks with which to make them go out the ends? I do. So I've got mine. I really have mine. And I'm almost to the point where if you don't have yours, I couldn't give one fuck about you. If you're not sufficiently cogent and bright to see what's coming, You deserve to go into the flaming fucking hell that's coming. And trust me when I tell you, there is, in fact, a flaming fucking hell that's coming. I'm sorry.
No, don't
for using the F word, but it's true.
Dude, it's
now,
the Jersey.
that I've said that, Jersey Joe, tell me where I'm wrong.
You're not. And here's what I was going to retort with is I have said some things to my parents over the years, and they've sat there and laughed at me. And about a year ago, maybe not a year ago, but it's within the last year. We'll go with that. My mom turned around and looked at me. Even my father did, and he goes, "You were right." He goes, "You've been saying for a while we're getting one step closer to another civil war. We're getting one step closer, and we're almost there. We can now see it." My parents just they couldn't see it before, and now they're going, "Yeah, we're one step closer. We're so close that." And again, I've talked to Sackhead Sean, and we both said it's like there's an ember, and we're just waiting for that puff of air to go through to push it into a forest fire, a full flaming fire, because it's both sides are. I mean, right now I could see, and it's not that I'm not saying like GOP political, but I'm saying you got your liberals and then you got your conservatives on each side. There's some in the middle. I understand that, but you got the liberals who have been violent as hell of late. Conservatives have been trying to be understanding and the better person, but it's getting to the point. There's a lot saying that they're getting tired of it and they're getting ready to step up. And as soon as that happens, that's going to ignite a brush fire in this country. I don't think nobody's ready for.
Well, the U.S. government has, over the years, and I think it began under Eisenhower, a what they called the COG, C-O-G, Continuity of Government. And the government has been preparing for years and years and years with, at first, a bunker under a hotel in Virginia, and now it has Cheyenne Mountain, Atoll, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's COG. I submit it's time for COC, C-O-C, Continuity of Conservatives. You best get your arses in line, because there is a civil war coming, and to that corollary, I should ask, I don't really think it's going to be much civil.
No.
But you have to ask yourself, in terms of the lines drawn, because lines will be drawn, that's the way it's going, that's the way leftists are insisting we go these days.
Yep.
Who's the better prepared? Who's the better armed? I think you can answer that question yourself. Can you not, sir?
Yeah, I can't remember who said it, but it was on Facebook. One of our military guys said it best when he said, on the one side we have like 8 trillion rounds of bullets, and on the other side they can't figure out what fucking bathroom to go in. That's my response.
My final response to anyone and everyone listening to Jersey Joe right now, live, in chat, in the podcast, is, do you have water? Do you have cases after case after case of water? Have you gone to a site like wisefoodstorage.com? I'm not promoting them. Go to any site you damn wish. Mountain House, who gives a fuck? Are you prepared for your family? Have you thought about this? And I'm not even talking about natural disasters, but you should be if for a natural disaster, because wherever you live across the Futed Plain, you could be subject to any natural disaster.
Mm-hmm.
But the disaster that's coming is absolutely unnatural, but it's man-made, and it's coming. I don't know precisely what form it will take, but it is coming. It is on the cusp, because it has been pushed by the past 30 years by leftists. They want it. It's coming to fruition. You best open your eyes and your ears, prep your family, get ready. And then again, if I wear tinfoil hats, you shouldn't listen to a damn thing I say.
Well, here's the thing. I've told my wife for several years now, I know you got to get going, about we should have water in our house. I mean, we live in Florida. We've been here 10 years and nothing. And she's like, nah, we don't need all that water. And kind of like, that's stupid. Now we need to stock up for, any type of event. Well, we got that hurricane, last week? Guess what? We have, I think we're up to 4 cases of water now. We got a couple of MREs, nothing major. But now she's sitting there. Maybe we need to get, because she told me the day before the hurricanes to get here, maybe we should get a generator. I was like, oh, my God. Day before hurricane? Yeah, we're not getting one. But now all of a sudden it's because she saw that. Now I get to do a little prepping in my house.
You want to hear something absolutely disgusting?
Sure.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Of course you do. BZ has 55 cases of water.
Nice.
He has 30 big cases. I don't remember the thing, but each case is about 6 months of food from Wise Food Storage. And I have, let's just say I have 10,000 plus rounds of precious metal should I need them, because gold won't do it.
Oh.
Sorry, that quantifies me as a tinfoil hat wearer, does it not?
No. My old neighbor, every cupboard was mason jars with preserved food that he was growing chickens in his backyard. He had like 4 gardens, and I live in a very rural residential. And what he did with his space, I couldn't believe. But I mean, he had a china cabinet, and it was filled top to bottom with canned food, canned chicken. He did himself, him and his wife. That's all he did. He had, I think, 10 55-gallon barrels of water in his garage. I mean, this guy, and he was ex-Army, and his philosophy is, if you have one, you have none. If you have 2, you have 1. And he always wanted to have 2 of everything, so he bought 4. And that went for the guns, and his wife would have the 4 guns, and his kid would have the 4 guns. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, by the way, I'm an EMT. He goes, good, the medical, we'll team up together if something happens. I was like, thank you. Woo. That's what I have to offer if something happens. I may not have the full supply, but I got the medical background that will be in need.
Well, that's a wonderful, wonderful thing, and that's why you have it over others. Let me give you one final thing in passing. The people around me, because we're so far away, I'm like 91 miles at my point away from some form of civilization in Fornicalia behind the enemy lines. And what the people up here espouse and the people down there in the flats are 2 entirely different things, completely different things. But I'm ready, and they're not. And it gets to the point where you have to say to yourself, you're going to have to draw a line, folks, between you and yours and everyone else. And after that, quite frankly, it's going to come to the point where everyone else is going to have to go to hell.
Yeah. Make sure you're armed. Make sure you're stocked. And it's like having a condom. It's better to have one and not need it than need one and not have one.
Of course, Jersey Joe, as you and everyone else full well knows, I'm a tinfoil hat wearer, and quite frankly, you shouldn't listen to a damn thing that I have to say. Is that not right, sir?
No. See, I got the tinfoil fedora. I just don't go to hat. I got the tinfoil fedora.
Speaking of fedora, I ordered a fedora and a top hat for wearing on the show. Oh God! Wait until later this week and next week. You're gonna love the accessories.
Well, I actually looked it up, and there was a site that told me how to make an actual tinfoil fedora. I was thinking about doing that one time. Listen, before you get going, you still there, BZ?
I am.
Okay. It got really quiet. Why don't you give me all your information, tell everybody where they can find you?
Well, on Twitter, I am at BZEP, B-Z-E-P, on Gab until it's taken down, and it may not be long until Gab is taken down. I am also at BZEP. I'm on Facebook at Bloviating Zeppelin. I'm on Facebook at Biff Zeppa, Z-E-P-P-E. And I am on my blog at bloviatingzeppelin.net. Thank you for asking, sir.
No problem. I mean, you always make sure I get that information whenever I'm on your show, and I like to do the same. And, you've listened, and, I have so much fun when I'm, for Tuesdays and Thursdays, promoting your show, getting it set up. I just have so much fun, especially poking fun at your show. And it's all
because
good.
You always tell the truth about my show.
Well, I like the comments I get in the chat room, and it's like the speech is free, but the drinks are 10 times more, and you're just like, huh?
Well, I was hoping you wouldn't reveal the truth, but unfortunately you apparently have.
But, sir, it's a real honor to open up for you. It really is, and I've been having fun at this nighttime slot. So when you see Sean, tell him I really appreciate it. It's been fun. So.
Well, thank you, sir, and thank you for picking up the teleola phone.
No problem. Like I said, I'm sorry about that. It's just that one certain spot pissed me off. So, and
those things happen.
Yeah. Well, when my buddy Crash calls in, sometimes he's learned to text me, hey, I tried calling in, so I'll move the phone, or with him, I can call him right back. I know his number, so. But you get going, because it's almost time for you to go on Ken's show, so.
Well, God bless you, sir, and you take care. Folks, you got to listen to Jersey Joe every damn night, Monday through Friday, where he gets his show prep and where he gets his ebullient insight, no one knows. But you have to listen to him to find out.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It means a lot. I'm actually going to have to write the time frame on this so I can put that into a new intro or something.
There you go. You should do it, please.
All right, sir. You have a great night.
Right, you too, sir. Take care. God bless.
All right, everybody, that was the great VZ. He's here every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with BZ's Berserk Bobcat Saloon. I'm going to take a little bit early break. We skipped over one break. I had to let, BZ have a say. He's the boss, so. All right, you're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe.
Featuring right thinking from a left brain and doing the job the American maggots won't. BZ is fundamentally changing America, one diaper at a time. Just when safety pin manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, where the speech is free, but the drinks are not. The bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon can be heard every Tuesday and Thursday night, commencing at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific, where pushback is a requisite art form in and of itself. Let your ossicles be truly liberated when you listen to the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon, only on SHR Media Network. No ferrets were harmed in the making.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
you got a business. That you didn't build that.
A team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying coffee, stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
This is Jersey Joe, host of the Reaver of Common Sense, and you're listening to shrmedia.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeovers here. We have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. till 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And remember, if you want to watch the show, it is so easy to watch the show. You already know how to listen to this show. You just go to SHR Media. But if you want to watch the show, well, you just go to Reaver.one. That's REAVER.ONE. Click on the SHR TV button. Or you can go to YouTube. Search SHR Media. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to keep up to date on all the great shows we have. And last but not least, you can go to Facebook and look for Reaver of Common Sense and watch there. Deal. I didn't do the pre-show yawning, so now I'm going to do the yawning. God damn it. It's so Judicial Watch announced it obtained the travel records from the Secret Service in response to a Freedom of Information Act lawsuit, bringing the known total travel expense for former President Barack Obama and his family to $105,662,975.27. Let me say that again. I'm going to round it up. Just going to round it up. $106 million. $106 million. Now, the latest records show President Trump's travel expense, which the liberals have been freaking out about, is slightly over $4 million. Judicial Watch also announced that oral arguments will be heard September 15th. Okay, it's already passed. In an additional Freedom of Information lawsuit challenging the district court's dismissal of Judicial Watch claims that Homeland Security has a history of violating Freedom of Information requirements in the processing of Judicial Watch's request. Judicial Watch sought discovery in this case. The hearing will be held before D.C. Circuit Judge Rogers. I can't pronounce the other two people's names. Holy Toledo. The new Obama travel records obtained from the Secret Service were the results of a Freedom of Information lawsuit filed in the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia. Judicial Watch lawsuit produced the following travel records showing a total of $3.7 million for Obama travel, Michelle Obama's trip to Morocco cost $128,000 in hotels, $88,000 in a car rental, $1,500 in gas and oil, and $1,000 in cell phone charges for a total of $244,000. Michelle Obama's trip to Liberia was $55,000 in hotels, $44,000 in car rentals, $25,000 in gas and oil, and a $1,000 cell phone charge for a total of $107,000. Oh my God. Obama's November 2016 appearance at a Clinton campaign rally in Orlando, Florida, cost $150,000 in hotel fees, $103,000 in air and rail, $112,000 in car rentals, and $5,900 in equipment for a total of $271,000. $271,000 had to be paid so then President Obama could go make an appearance at candidate Hillary Clinton's campaign rally in Orlando, Florida. Obama's trip to Los Angeles in October of 2016, which included 2 fundraisers and an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live, cost $128,000 in hotels, $39,000 in air and rail, $24,000 in equipment, and $5,000 in car rentals for a total of $196,000. Now, Michelle Obama went to an October 26 appearance at a Clinton campaign rally in North Carolina. That was $13,000 in hotels, $12,000 air and rail, $1,300 in car rentals for a total of $26,500. Obama's trip to Martha's Vineyard in August 2016 was $2.5 million in hotels. $2.5 in a hotel stay. Jesus Christ, I complain about paying $60 a night at a hotel. Holy shit. Here, $90,000 in rental cars. $53,000 in air and rail travel, $29,000 in miscellaneous expenditures, for a total of $2.7 million for the Obama family to go on vacation to Martha's Vineyard. The Secret Service spent $1.8 on the Obama's final Christmas to Honolulu on the taxpayers' dime, $1.7 million on hotels, and $97,000 on car rentals. Add to the previous related cost, the known travel expense for the Obamas is now $105.6 million. Oh my God. Well, let's look separately. Providing protection for Hillary Clinton between April 11th through May 11th, 2015, cost the Secret Service $22,000 in car rental, $295,000 in air and rail, $33,000 in travel vouchers for a total of $350,000. Judicial Watch, as it said, has released the travel expenses related to President Trump's travel at $4 million. To be exact, it's $4,832,426.71. President Trump's thank you tour between November 9th and December 12th, 2016, cost $330,000 in hotels, $112,000 air and rail, $14,000 in equipment, and $18,000 in car rentals for a total of $475,000. Trump's visit to Mar-a-Lago between February 3rd and March 27, 2017 cost $1.4 million in hotels, including $19,000 at Mar-a-Lago, $284,000 on car rentals, $1.7 million on air and rail, $56,000 on supplies and services for a total of $3.6 million. I'm stuttering because that's how. Judicial Watch previously released records, Air Force One records showing Trump administration travel costs. The grand total for President Trump and Vice President Pence travel to date is $7.5 million. It cost the Secret Service an additional $95,000 to secure Trump Tower from November 9th through December 5th. You know what? Everybody's bitching, but so far, his numbers are way low compared to Obama. And part of it is, look where they're going. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely unbelievable. Judicial Watch seeks Air Force records for Trump's trip to Mar-a-Lago between April 6th and 9th when he hosted Chinese president, Obama's trip to Chicago from January 20th, 2009 to January 20th to 2017, Trump's trip to Mar-a-Lago between April 14th through the 16th for Easter weekend with his family. They seek the Secret Service records for Trump and companion's trip to Mar-a-Lago between April 6th and 9th. Obama and companion's trip to Chicago for his 8 years. Obama and his companion trip to Chicago for January 20th, 2017 and April 12th, 2017. Trump and companion's trip to Mar-a-Lago on April 14th through 16th. Now, Judicial Watch President Tom Fenton says it's troubling to see such massive amount of money paid out for trips that appear to have minimum value to the public interest. And it's frustrating to have file multiple Freedom of Information lawsuits and engage in a long-running court battle to get basic information about the cost of presidential travel. They don't want us to have any goddamn information. They want to treat us like mushrooms. Keep us in the dark and feed us shit. And it's new thing with Hillary. It's, oh my God. Talk about fucking whining. And now it's... she's trying to throw America under the bus for her loss and calls for election do-over. Doomed presidential nominee Hillary Clinton called American democracy into question during a recent interview, saying she wouldn't rule out the possibility of declaring the 2016 general election illegitimate, adding she wasn't sure of a legal or constitutional way to do it. So in other words, she lost. She can't find a constitutional way of fighting that loss. So she's going to throw out empty innuendos out there. Clinton was speaking with NPR when she made the startling claim, refusing to say whether she viewed her failed race to the White House as legitimate because of accusation of Russian interference. Would you completely rule out questioning the legitimacy of this election if we learn that Russian interference in the election is even deeper than we know now? Asked a reporter from NPR. Here's the question. He says, listen, question the legitimacy of this election if we learn that the Russian interference in the election is even deeper than we now know. We now know there was no fucking interference. No interference. Now they're even going, well, we don't think Russia hacked the DNC. There looks to be evidence to quite contrary. The DNC has a group they hired that's now going, yeah, Russia didn't hack. Definitely Russia didn't hack. It's like, oh, my God. But she says, no, I wouldn't rule it out. So what are the means? Like, this is a totally unprecedented in every way she was pressed. There are scholars, academics, who have arguments that it would be. Oh. If there's scholars saying that this is an illegitimate election, and academics, I question their intelligence. But I don't think they're on strong ground. In other words, they have nothing to stand on. There's no law, no nothing, no facts, no nothing, just a bunch of empty innuendos. They're standing on an empty milk crate in a sea of justice. But people are making those arguments. I can make arguments that the world is flat. Doesn't mean I'm right. I don't believe the world is flat. I'm using it as just a wild... I just don't think we have a mechanism, The Kenya election was just overturned. Yeah! She knows about Kenya, doesn't she? I think Obama does, too. So what happened in Kenya is that the Supreme Court there said there were so many really unanswered and problematic questions, we're going to throw the election out and redo it. We have no such provision in this country, and usually we don't need it. Now, I do believe we should abolish the Electoral College. So they lose, they whine, they want to change the rules. They can't win by the public, so they're trying to win by whining. And also kind of funny, Hillary just did a book signing at a Costco, and they put her in an aisle with a bunch of toilet paper because it seems the shit she keeps talking about needs a massive cleanup. Damn, it feels like I'm losing my voice. Sorry, just something else totally popped in my head. My little dog, I got a little Yorkie poo, and I got a German Shepherd. And my Yorkie poo, because of it's a new designer dog. There has been inbreeding, so my dog's not an inbred one, but there's some genetic flaws that haven't worked their way out. And one of them is neck issues. He's having neck issues like I do, and it's funny. He wouldn't come. I was always the disciplinarian, so he kind of stayed away from me. This neck issue came up. I mean, you'd see him, the muscle spasm. I mean, you can see it. His whole head's like twitching to the left. I understand the pain, and I don't know why. I was able to hold him, and I can alleviate a lot of his pain, and he would calm down, and the spasms would go away. So me and him now get along great. But I could tell when he's not feeling good because, well, he comes to me and lays down next to me, and he gets near me, and it's pissing my wife off. But we have to give him some meds every now and then. And it's just Ultram. I'd probably get in trouble for it. He's supposed to take Ultram. We can't afford the vet bill nonstop. I have Ultram, so I'll cut one of mine up just for him. And I got to cut mine into like 10 pieces. I mean, it's the exact same. It's the Ultram that they give humans. They're giving him just in smaller dosage. They cut the pills up at the vet, so. And it's like once a year during this bad weather that he might need it. So to get him to eat it real easy, we take a piece of American cheese. And we wrap it up, and he just gulps it right down. He's a pig. And but we look at him now. You want your magic cheese? You want your magic cheese? And his ears perk up, and he goes running into the kitchen like, okay, magic cheese. I want my magic cheese. And you can see it helps him out a lot. It helps alleviate that pain because afterwards he's feeling a lot better. And anybody that's taken Ultram knows that it really isn't that strong of a med, but it helps him. He doesn't get it all the time. He's not addicted to it, so I don't want to hear that. It helps him. And I can't afford the neck surgery that isn't guaranteed to fix any of the problems. But it's just, right during one of the breaks, I was out there, and I was like, you want your magic cheese? And you just seen his ears perk up. Like, yeah. And part of the problem with this breed is they get infections in their gums, and they lose their teeth. And he lost like half his teeth on his right side. So now when he's walking around, and if you're watching the broadcast, you'll see it. You just see He just walks around with his tongue sticking out. So he's sitting there, and he looks like Gizmo from the Gremlins. And if you're my age, you'll understand that reference. And he has the same type of ears, little floppy ears. And he's sitting there with that same kind of like face, floppy ears, with his tongue just slightly sticking out. And it's just magic cheese and ears. Okay. Magic cheese. Magic cheese time. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe.
Featuring right thinking from a left brain and doing the job the American maggots won't. BZ is fundamentally changing America, one diaper at a time. Just when safety pin manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, where the speech is free, but the drinks are not. The Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon can be heard every Tuesday and Thursday night, commencing at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific, where pushback is a requisite art form in and of itself. Let your ossicles be truly liberated when you listen to the Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon, only on SHR Media Network. No ferrets were harmed in the making.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying coffee is stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on SHRmedia.com.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
This is Jersey Joe, host of the Reaver of Common Sense, and you're listening to SHRmedia.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guy. Because truth is not always pleasant.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. So I told my daughter I was going to tell this story. It just, oh my God. We're sitting down at dinner, and I'm looking over every now and then because, well, Giants are playing Detroit, and I really don't like the Giants. And my wife has recently started rooting for the Giants. Well, her father's a Giants fan, and I'm an Eagles fan, so she is rooting for the Giants now just to be spiteful. So we're at dinner, we're talking about the game, and I said, well, I think the Giants need to change their name. I find it offensive. And she just gives me a dirty look. She's like, okay, explain that one. I was like, well, Giants, it's offensive to short people. I don't think they should be allowed to be called that. It's going to, upset shorter people. And she didn't exactly understand where I was going to it. Oh, we're going to get to something in a minute. Something just broke real big. Seems like Trump's starting to get things under control. So, my daughter chimes in and says, well, when they say New York Giants, for us short people, now my wife's 4'11", my daughter's about 4'9", she's 13. And she goes, for us short people, it triggers us. And me and my wife just stopped and looked at my daughter. She's like, what? Looking like, what did I do wrong? I was like, no, you just hit it dead on, but I just didn't expect. We just started busting out laughing. It was just figuring for a 13. It will trigger us. I was like, oh my God. Oh, Lord, we're in trouble. And it really doesn't trigger my daughter. Just trust me, if it did, I'd tell my daughter to deal with it. I had a discussion with my daughter, and I told her the one way to really deal with life, learn to laugh at yourself. So let me read this real quick. It's now coming out that Trump has been vindicated. A report says Obama government wiretapped Trump campaign. U.S. investigators wiretapped President Trump's campaign chairman Paul Manafort, according to a report by CNN that vindicates the Trump earlier claims, which were mocked as a conspiracy theory. Remember, CNN flipped, oh, no, they accused Obama of wiretap. Oh, my God, that's unprecedented. Now CNN's report, yeah, we're reporting that Obama did wiretap. All right, and the next coming up on CNN, well, it's been, there was a Breitbart News editor, Joe Pollock, that reported the day before Trump's tweet that Obama's administration sought and eventually obtained authorization to eavesdrop on Trump's campaign, continued monitoring the Trump's team, even when no evidence of wrongdoing was found. We have a Democratic president eavesdropping in on the campaign of a Republican candidate. That's exactly is what happened. They found bullshit reasons and wiretapped. This is worse than what happened with Nixon, and the Democrats are going to try to ignore it. It's unbelievable. Now, I when Trump says something, I sit back and wait because he usually doesn't spout the shit, usually, unless he knows something. And I know a lot of people, BZ brought it up, and a lot of people are upset with him right now. I'm not. I'm not upset with Trump. Why? Because I'm not believing all the reports. And what I mean by that, I think the left are trying, and they're successfully doing it right now, and I don't understand why people are believing so much. The left are putting these I mean, you have Pelosi and Schumer. Well, Trump said he was going to give us this and this and this without this. And they're believing him. And Trump's come out and went, I didn't say that. And everybody's believing the Democrats. You don't think they went, oh, wait a minute. We worked out a deal with them. We got fucked over on that deal. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to this dinner, be gracious, and come out and say we made a deal on this, and it ruined his support. And that's what it's doing. People, stop believing everything you read in the fucking media. All right? They know they have to separate him from his supporters. And how do you do that? You attack what he stands for. Make it sound like he's turning his back on it. I don't think he is. I really don't think he's turning his back on the wall. I know right now he's saying some stuff, but you got to realize there's negotiations going on. He's got to play a game, people. Now, in 4 years, when it's time for his reelection and nothing's been done, yeah, then we don't reelect him. But give him time. But it also depends. Did he try to get the wall completed? Did he try to get illegal immigrations out of the country? Then we decide. Right now, it's a game the Democrats are playing, and they're losing, and they're lashing out, and people are falling for it. Don't believe everything you hear and read. And a lot of it, a lot of times, is negotiations. And Trump is a master at this. He plays them, and he makes comments and confuses them. Oh, that should have been a penalty. So, Lions quarterback slid, and he was hit pretty good when he was sliding. He should not have been hit like that. Yeah, there's no reason for that hit when he's sliding. So, but this report coming out is CNN called the idea that Trump was wiretapped incendiary. And now they're reporting, yeah, he was being wiretapped. So the report said the secret court that handles the FISA had authorized a surveillance warrant against Manafort for an investigation that began in 2014 looking into his firm, the Podesta Group, and another firm's lobbying work for Ukraine's pro-Russian former ruling party. Now, the question is, looking up this Podesta Group to make sure this is John Podesta's group. Yeah. Were wiretaps issued for Podesta? That's what I want to know. Was Podesta investigated because, well, he was doing the same thing? The surveillance was discontinued at some point last year for lack of evidence, a source told CNN. However, the FBI then restarted the surveillance after obtaining a new FISA warrant that extended early into this year. The report notably does not say when the new warrant was obtained. Manafort joined the Trump campaign as its chairman in May 2016. The new warrant was part of the FBI's effort to investigate ties between Trump campaign associate and suspected Russian operatives, according to the report. The report notes such warrants require the approval of top Justice Department FBI official, but doesn't specify which top Justice Department and FBI officials had approved it. Former Attorney General Loretta Lynch and former FBI Director James Comey were leading the agencies respectively at the time. Surprise, surprise, those two idiots were in charge, and these bogus warrants were issued. But it goes to show that the Democrats were trying to eavesdrop. And then you have James Clapper, who's the former director of National Intelligence, also told Congress that intelligence agencies did not wiretap Trump, nor did the FBI obtain a court order to monitor Trump's phones, according to the BBC report. But now we're finding out he lied. That's why I don't listen to Clapper. The man has lied to us multiple times. We are not reading your emails. We're not listening to your phone calls. Yeah, we are. You know, the man has lied to Congress. He's lied to the people. I'm not going to believe him now. Oh, it's just getting worse and worse. Let's see. Oh, bunch of shit going on. Trump staffers fear colleagues may be wearing wires for Mueller. That needs to end. He's pulled in more Hillary supporters. Why does he need more people? Oh, Chris Christie and Steve Bannon are going back and forth. Oh, just what we need. Infighting. Yay. I don't know. We got so much shit going on in this country. Oh, New York Times reporter that slammed the White House. If you didn't hear, Trump, some kid, I guess he loves mowing lawns, said it'd be a great honor for him to mow the lawn of the White House. So Trump allows this 11-year-old boy to come, and he was being supervised, to mow the lawn of the Rose Garden. And the kid thought that was the greatest thing. So this idiot from the New York Times, what does he do? What is it? Stephen Greenhouse puts out a tweet, not sending a great signal on child labor and minimum wage and occupational hazard. Trump White House lets 10-year-old boy volunteer mow its lawn. Number one, there's nothing wrong with volunteerism. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with whatever he's a 10 or 11-year-old boy mowing a fucking lawn. I know. He goes on that, where is it? Sorry. Where is it? He tries to justify. Where is it? Where is it? Damn it. Because he went under fire, and I thought it was stupid. Not bashing Trump. I know the dangers of child labor. Academic of Pediatrics says no one under 12 should use push mowers. You know what? Because some idiot that sat down and said, all right, we're going to come up with a standard. I don't think anybody under 11 should be doing this. Fuck off. I think it's great that kid got to do it. He got to volunteer to mow the White House lawn. Good for him. And funny, Bill Kristol, who's anti-Trump, put a tweet out, the sanctimonious and humorless finger-wagging of nanny state progressivism in one tweet. And that's exactly it. It's a joke. Trump accepted the Virginia boy's offer after he wrote to the president saying it would be an honor to mow the White House lawn. Frank, who was 10 when he wrote the letter but has since turned 11, also included a menu of his landscaping service, including weed whacking. So this kid does landscaping on the side to make a few bucks. Hey, great. This kid is out there at 11 years old, already working, trying to make money. I'm pretty sure his parents are making his studies go first. Great. The kid's learning capitalism. He's learning how to be self-sufficient. And this idiot wants to attack the kid for it and attack Trump for making this kid feel like the best thing in his life just happened. What a bunch of fucking idiots. Sarah Sanders put out that the president has always loved go-getters like Frank. After his initial tweet, Greenhouse engaged in a spirit back and forth with other Twitter users who disagreed with his views and let him have it. He tweeted later, "What this kid wants to do is noble, but sorry, I'm mindful of problems. I've written lots about child labor and kids being hurt by machinery." Yeah, and a lot of times those kids are hurt when the adults are operating it. You know, you can't stop every bad thing from happening to everybody. You can't protect these kids 100%. George Carlin put it best. You know, it's Mother Nature usually weeds out the weak, and we're protecting them, and the weak are now multiplying. It's like, holy shit. Let me tell you, my daughter put her finger in a light socket. Told her not to do it. Watched her go at it again. You know what I did? Sat back and did nothing. And I saw her the first time. I went, don't do it. Told you not to do it. And she went and did it again. She didn't do it again, ever again. That's hot. Oh, burned your hand, didn't you? Now, I'm not going to let her jump into a mixed blender, something that's going to kill her. But if someone's going to give her a good lesson, yeah, I'm going to let her do it. Same happened to me. You learn from your mistakes. You can't protect them at all times. You got to let them learn. But having them go out there and mow the lawn because that's the biggest thing they want to do, there's nothing wrong with that. My neighbor across the street has her kids mowing the lawn all the time. It's not child labor. It's not dangerous. She's watching them. But it's teaching them. It's teaching them to be self-sufficient. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio. We will be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe.
Featuring right thinking from a left brain and doing the job the American maggots won't. BZ is fundamentally changing America, one diaper at a time. Just when safety pin manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, where the speech is free, but the drinks are not. The Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon can be heard every Tuesday and Thursday night, commencing at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific, where pushback is a requisite art form in and of itself. Let your ossicles be truly liberated when you listen to the Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon, only on SHR Media Network. No ferrets were harmed in the making.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying coffee is stupid, bro.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on SHRmedia.com.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
This is Jersey Joe, host of the Reaver of Common Sense, and you're listening to SHRmedia.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. Oh, that was a bad burp. Oh. Gatorade re-burp. Oh, that was bad. Sorry about that. You're listening to, well, me burp. Oh. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Planet Radio. And I'm trying to make sense out of the senseless, except when that, oh, man. Damn, that was bad. I just don't understand. I mean, the other big issue that happened this past weekend, oh, my God. I even showed it to my wife, and she just looked at me. She was like, really? Let me get to the article. Come on. So Donald Trump shares a meme of him teeing off. And he didn't create this. He just retweeted from somebody else creating. Now, he gets up to tee at a golf event, and he hits the ball. You hear. And then it cuts to, I don't know if anybody remembers, they had the cameras on Hillary, and she was walking into Air Force One, and she tripped and fell. So what they did is, as soon as he tees off, it then shows her, and they created a golf ball going in and hitting her in the back, and she falls down. That's the whole thing. It's fucking funny as hell, because they take two unrelated incidents and put them together to, make comedy. Holy shit, the left is blowing up. You would think he just put a contract out on Hillary Clinton's life. You would think that he actually either created this meme himself or actually did it. I mean, they're flipping out about it. It's... I'm amazed. I mean, all he did is retweeted something he thought was funny, and they freak out. I wonder if they're going to try to dox this guy like they did the last one. And I forget what that meme was over. Remember, he retweeted a meme and they went after that kid? Oh, my God, I promise I'll never... if you don't... We'll keep your information as long as you be nice from now on. I wonder if they're going to try to go after this guy, CNN. I mean, it was a fucking funny meme. It was a joke. That's all. That's the problem with the left. And I told my daughter, when you learn to laugh at yourself, things become a lot more easier in this world. A lot more things don't bother you. Listen, I'm an overweight, aging, fat, white guy. Go ahead, crack the jokes. Go ahead, crack the jokes. If you come up with a funny joke, I'll laugh at it. Doesn't matter. I know how to laugh at myself, and my life goes a lot easier. But he retweeted something that was funny, and they're losing their shit. And then someone put it right. Keep up, libs. There will be, basically in 2020, the map of the United States will be all red except California. You're pissing people off with this stupid bullshit. They're flipping out over a meme. Well, not even a meme. It was a gift. It was animated. You know, him sitting there, deep, hitting Hillary. I don't care who it is. That's funny right there. I mean, Howard Dean. The supporters who stick with Trump after golf retweet are a little off. What? Because they have... Ooh. Eli Manning just got sacked and then teabagged. But yeah, Howard Dean is. You're still supporting Trump. You're a little off. You had, who was it? Stephen King. Stephen King said if you think it's funny, and he thinks Trump's mind is fucked up because he thinks that's funny. Stephen King? Really? A funny gift you think is fucked up, but the shit you write about is okay? Man, you need some psychiatry. You need some help, man. Stephen King and the liberals need some serious help. As I said, I thought it was a joke before. It's not a joke. This Trump derangement syndrome is turning into a reality. These liberals are freaking out over stupid shit. I mean, Howard, you stick with Trump, you're a little off. Well, you know what, Howard Dean? You can't see the humor in it. That really makes me scared about you. You are a lot off. I've seen, yeah! How about your scream you did that ruined your career? You, like, jizzed in your pants. You got so excited because you, came in third? I forget where he placed, but he didn't do that good. So he starts hooting and hollering, yeah! Shut the fuck up. And Democrat Representative Schiff hurt the statue of the whole country. No, you cocksucker, calling American heroes Chris Parantu, Mark Geist, and Tegan, called them liars from behind your desk like a coward you are, Schiff. You're a coward. You were sitting here stateside, sucking your thumb, while they were risking their lives, and you call them a liar? They were the ones there. You were back here stateside. You don't know what the fuck happened, you piece of shit. And in this statue, the whole country was hurt by a juvenile tweet. No, it's called comedy. And it shows what kind of a dickhead you really are, as you got a stick shoved so far up your fucking ass. Damn, man. These people are idiots. They're throwing fits over nothing because he retweeted that. It blows my mind. You're going to throw this hissy fit over something so goddamn funny. And then it's distressing to have a president that frankly will tweet and retweet things that are juvenile as that. It doesn't help, and I think in the terms of his stature, the stature of the whole country. No, what I find is juvenile, disgusting, and repulsive is when you call 4 American heroes fucking liars, Schiff. And then you didn't have the guts. You weren't even there. How do you know what happened? Piece of shit. Pisses me off when I even hear his name. That guy does not deserve to lick the shit off my boots when I walk through cow shit. And all right, they go after conservatives all the time who don't condemn KKK immediately. Fucking Chris Cuomo, the governor, the brother of governor of New York, Governor Cuomo's brother. Chris Cuomo has continued to defend Antifa, and despite overwhelming evidence that the group's own admission that they achieved their goals using violence, Cuomo has been adamant that Antifa's violence isn't as bad as white supremacist violence because Antifa's stated goal is to counter fascism. Hey, jackass, you dumb fuck. Violence is violence. What they're doing is called fascism. It is fascism that they're doing. Fascism is using violence for political gains. And you're sitting there promoting it and making excuses for it. And that is the left. And this is also the cocksucker that compared Antifa to World War II soldiers storming the beaches of Normandy. Really, you dumb fuck? I know my mouth's going off on this one, but you know what? I find it sick. I find it repulsive that the left are allowed to continue to do it, and more people ought to be calling them out on their bullshit and make them defend their stance. Make them own this violence that they are doing. Antifa has been responsible for violence on college campus in Berkeley, San Francisco, Portland, and Seattle. CNN, MSNBC ignore violent Antifa protest. And yet we continue to go on. All right, I'm going to try to get one last article in before the end of the show. It's going pretty good. Hungary has slashed illegal immigration by over 99%. They have stopped their illegal immigration by 99%. They put up border fences. They put up border fences. They put up a wall. And they stopped 99% of illegal immigration. How's that for some facts? We don't go running around calling them racist, xenophobic, homophobic, all the isms and phobias. No, we don't do that. But it shows that a wall will secure a border and stop illegal crossings so you can control who's coming into your country. So you know who the right people are that are coming into the country. And the left just ignore it because they want to bring in new voters because they can't win the old-fashioned way. All right, everybody, that's the show. I'll be back tomorrow at 9 p.m. And yeah, that's the show. I'm dumbfounded about the left as of recently. But that's the left. See you tomorrow. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.